welcome to today's tutorial. I am going to show you how I made the paperclip embellishments that I used on my Hippity Hop card this week. So the first things I want to show you what you're going to need for making these, or what I used. The first thing is you're going to need a 2-inch circle punch, preferably a scalloped one. It makes a cute scalloped edge on the flowers that we're going to be using on these. So you'll need a 2-inch punch, which I've already punched out 2 circles. I'm going to be making 2 paperclip embellishments. So I have 2 scallop circles punched out of my pattern paper. Pattern paper I'm using is the Linen Closet by Die Cuts with a View. You'll also need some sort of a background. I use felt, and I used a Spellbinders die cut, and I just cut out some shapes to go behind the flowers. It'll create a backing for the flowers to sandwich onto the paper clips. So I have 2 of those, and then of course 2 paper clips. And then I have some ink because I'm going to be inking the back of these. And then I have 2 types of glue. The tacky glue I like to use on the paper itself. It creates a good bond. And then I also have a permanent fabric adhesive. This is kind of messy. That's why I pulled out the tacky glue instead of using that. So I'm using both in this one. So the first thing I want to do is on these scallop circles, since this is a single-sided paper, preferably I would have liked to use a double-sided paper, then I don't have to do this step, but I thought I'd show you what to do if you don't have a double-sided paper. What I like to do is to get my ink out. This is the new Ippity ink available this time around with the summer 2010 release. It's called Water Lily, and it's a hybrid ink manufactured by Palette. So, and I have these sponge daubers that I'm trying out today as well. So I'm just kind of inking on the back here. I just don't want a white backing, so that's why I'm adding this in here. Okay. I'm going to set that aside. And now the next thing we're going to do is to make our flowers. And you're just going to draw a circle like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, just gives you a guideline. And then we're going to cut where the swirl is. And as you can see, I'm not really following it all that well. It's just kind of a guideline. So there's one. There's 2. And I'm just going to go back and get rid of the line that might show up on the outside here. Okay, so here we have our 2 scallop circles, and now we're just going to start making the flower. I like to start from the middle, so I'm going to just start rolling this. And I just kind of fiddle with it to get it to where I kind of want it. That looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to glue this piece down. And that's where the tacky glue comes in. You can use your favorite glue. I just happen to have this one. And then just hold that in place for a few minutes or for a few seconds while it dries. Okay, I'm going to show that to you one more time, but this time I'm going to zoom in so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Start with the curly in the center, and then just roll around so it kind of creates the center of your flower, and then just roll it around. Keep going till you get to the end. And I don't roll it too tight, though it's kind of a medium tightness. And then I give it a good squeeze and let it loosen up a little bit. Kind of fiddle. See, this is where that inking comes in, so it's not just a white piece of paper. Gives it a little more interest. Just glue this end down. And hold it for a little bit while it dries. Okay, so next comes building the actual paperclip flower. So the first thing is to grab some fabric adhesive. Again, it depends on what you're using. I'm using some felt, so I thought fabric adhesive would be better. If you're just using paper, you could go ahead and use the tacky glue or whatever your favorite paper adhesive is. And I'm just going to put a big dollop here, real big. And then the first thing is make sure your paper clip is facing down. And then stick it right in that glue. And then stick your flower right on top. And hold it a little bit until it creates a pretty good bond. And then just set it aside, and we'll do the other one. Stuff is super sticky. And again, make sure your paper clip is facing down. Stick it right in that glue, and then put your flower right on top. And hold. Okay, once they're dry, you can go ahead and use your cute little flower paperclip embellishments. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I hope you'll make some paperclip embellishments of your own. Thanks for joining me. Bye.